Welcome back. Stocks setting fresh records this week as investors shake off concerns over both Hurricane Irma, tensions between the U.S. and North Korea. A lot of news happening. We're back right now with Glenn Youngkin. He's the president and COO of Carlyle Group. And I want to ask you about this story in the Journal on Friday. Uber wrestles with SoftBank offer. SoftBank has a $100 billion technology fund, their visionary fund. They want to put $10 billion in Uber, but they say, we'll do it. We'll give you $10 billion, but we want a better price. We want a discount. Right. It just shows you what private money is all about. Yeah. Tell us your take on that.
Yeah, it is just another example of the dynamic ecosystem of the private capital markets today. And so 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was every company's need in order to fund its long-term growth to get in the public markets. The Wilshire 5000 today only has 3,700 members in it. Why? Because they've concluded they don't have to go public.
Right. We should call it the Wilshire 3700.
Wilshire 3700, because there's not 5,000 companies to actually put in it.
Because fewer companies are going public. They're staying private longer.
They're staying private for longer, and it's because of the private capital that's available to them. All right, so listen, the SoftBank example is an extreme.
Yeah, $10 billion.
Not every company is going to go get $10 billion.
Well, that's, deep pockets.
But companies can actually evolve, grow, fund, and fulfill their ambitions in the private markets.
And they don't have to go through the red tape of filing this and filing that.
No.
Right? You mentioned healthcare as a place that you want to allocate capital. Yeah. Is that also a technology story?
Yeah, it is. They're all technology stories.
Yeah, exactly.
As I said earlier, they really are. The interesting thing about the technology evolution in healthcare is that it's not only affecting the product offering. So the use of big data through pharmaceutical development processes and really understanding the impact that these drugs can have on outcomes is just extraordinary. And that has its own set of real benefits. But the technological advancement is also for the user, because now we have real transparency. We've actually put in the palm of my hand the ability to not only understand my issue much, much better, but also shop for the best provider, understand my insurance situation much better. And so you have technology fundamentally changing both the service, the products, but also the user experience.
Yeah, all the while you're monitoring all your important things like blood sugar, glucose, etc. Really giving empowerment to consumers. Let me ask you about some of the news of the day. President Trump made it clear that he thinks China is part of the problem with North Korea. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin talked about sanctions this past week. Listen to this. Got to get your take on China and North Korea.
I've worked on an executive order that's ready. If the president wants to use it, we can stop trade with any country that does business with North Korea.
You're saying stopping trade with China?
Stopping trade with anybody. Nobody would be off the table.
That's a serious issue. What's your take on the provocation from North Korea, another missile launched over Japan, and China sort of getting boxed in?
Yeah, so first and foremost, the issue with North Korea is a global concern. I mean, it is severe, and I am absolutely convinced that the level of attention, necessary attention that it's getting from all the global leaders is critical. President Trump's desire to pull in China into the solution, of course, is critical. And I think everyone recognizes that an unconstrained nuclear presence in the Korean Peninsula is really a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah, but if we put sanctions on Chinese banks, doesn't that impact the U.S. economy as well?
Well, the short answer is yes. The long answer is, I think what we need to make sure the Chinese understand is we're very serious.
Yeah.
We're very serious about this, and they know that. So I think this is the natural evolution of an escalation of an extraordinarily important issue. And as a result, I do believe that there will be a unified approach in order to addressing this. Now, I'm not a foreign policy expert.
Of course.
I manage an investment firm. So, but what does that mean for investments?
Yeah.
And from our standpoint, first and foremost, we invest a lot in China. It's one of our major investment areas in the world. The economy is performing extraordinarily well.
6% growth.
And as a result, we continue to see great opportunities there. We do believe that the practical requirement of the U.S. and China to get together and help resolve this situation is just absolutely going to compel the kinds of actions that we need. The Chinese economy is enormous and growing at 6%, and they're going to want to maintain that.